I just want to speak from the heart. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. What a week it has been. I cannot speak for you, but I know for me it has been a really tough 7 days. If you guys are new here, my name is Adrian, and on my channel I talk about all kinds of things, and the one thing that I really center my channel around is faith, Jesus Christ, and really just living a life according to what pleases Him. I turned on my camera today because I want to talk to you guys pretty candidly. I didn't prepare many notes at all for this video because I wanted to really just talk from the heart. So if you follow me on social media, then you already know kind of like where my heart has been the last week. But if you don't, I want to bring you up to speed really quick and let you know that I lost someone in my life very, very close to my heart. My pastor and spiritual father went on to be with the Lord last week. And so where I was ready to put out a video last week, or where I started to get ready to put out a video last week, I did not. I decided not to because I just needed a moment. I feel like I lost a parent. I feel like I lost like one of my own mom or dad, because he meant that much to me, because he was that close to me. We were that close. And so it's been hard. It has been a journey. It's been a roller coaster. I mean, just random tears, just thinking that I'm gonna run into him out in public. It's just been, grief is very interesting, and I have not experienced this in my adult life that I can remember. Not anybody that's close to me. My mom, dad, my grandmother, my siblings, all still here. Thank you, Jesus. But so this was a first for me, and this was definitely a first for me since walking with Christ. And so today's conversation is going to just kind of like walk you through some things that I've been working through. I feel like I'm pretty mature, and when it comes to my faith, when it comes to bouncing back, my resilience, my grit, my persistence, when it comes to faith, God, Jesus Christ, when it comes to my walk and who I am in Him, I feel very confident in that space. And this still hit me very hard. I want to talk to you guys about a couple of different things that this has done for me, that this has enlightened in my life, and really just returned back full circle for me. And I want to leave you with some hope and some encouragement, and I really want to hopefully give you some things to think about that I really pray penetrate you in the right places. Last week, today is the day after Valentine's Day. About a week and a half ago, I got really sick, and I started throwing up, and I had really bad nausea. I had a migraine that lasted 2 whole days. I've never had a migraine that lasted that long, even though I do suffer from migraines. And I mean, I just had really bad, I was bedridden for 2 whole days. I couldn't do anything around the house. I couldn't play with my son. I couldn't do anything. And so my husband took care of everything, and then I got to feeling a little bit better, and I told him, I said, my stomach is still feeling really queasy. And he sent me an article that I read, and the article basically was like COVID symptoms, or these things are related to COVID, or blah 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 blah. And so I said, well, I mean, it doesn't hurt to get a test, but we have been very protected from COVID. We have been very in our own bubble and space. Like we haven't ventured off much. We honor the rules of businesses and churches, and we wear our masks, we wash our hands, we don't, just all the things. We do all the things. And I got tested on Tuesday last week, which was February 8th. He sent me the article on Monday, the 7th. I got tested on Tuesday, and I found out that I had COVID. And even though I was better, mostly better, it was a shock to my mental health. Okay, I will tell you, because I do all the things, and because I'm a health person, and I was like shocked. Okay, the very next day, I found out that my pastor and spiritual father took his last breath on this side of heaven. Now, there's so much to say about the leading up to that last day, but last week was so hard and so tough for my family, for my household, for my church family, my brothers and sisters in Christ, and anybody who knew him, who spoke a word to him, who came across paths with him. And this was unexpected. We were not expecting this to be the will of God. We were not expecting this turnout. So at the same time that I was dealing with my own health, I was also dealing with a major loss. And today is a week since he left this earth. And I have done a lot of soul searching in the last 7 days. I've learned a lot of lessons in the last 7 days, just on behalf of my own life, on behalf of his legacy, on behalf of who he was. So I want to share a couple of things, a couple of lessons that I've learned over the last week. And I know that if I am struggling this way, then I know that someone else out there is probably struggling very similarly. And so I want to just encourage the body. I want to encourage you, no matter where you are in your faith walk, no matter what the devil is trying to throw your way. I want to let you know that it's going to be okay. That it's going to be okay. So the first thing that I want to share with you is that it's okay to be vulnerable. In the last 7 days, I have learned that it is okay to be vulnerable. It's okay to be vulnerable with your spouse. It's okay to be vulnerable with your friends. It's okay to not be okay and to show that you're not okay. To know that you're not okay and to own that you're not okay. It is okay, no matter what that looks like for you. And I had to let myself know that it's okay not to be okay. And I wasn't okay for a few days. I'm still not all the way okay, but every day is a process. Every day is progress. And what a dishonor it would be to him for me to wallow when he's got the ultimate reward. He's got the reward that all of us are striving to, all of us are seeking after, all of us are working toward. He received that award. And I heard it so simply, plainly put, that you can't lose something when you know where it's at. You can't lose someone when you know where they are at. And so we didn't lose anything because we know exactly where he is. So I want to share that with you and let you know that it's okay. I am married just like the rest of them, and there are times where we don't see eye to eye on things, and we want to fight toe to toe instead of back to back, and realize that I have to have your back and you have to have mine. So what happens is it creates a wall, and you lose that vulnerability, that safety net that marriage is supposed to be. And I realized this week that I shed that off. I shed it off because I'm not gonna cry. If it's one thing that I know about my spiritual father, my pastor, it's that he loved us. He loved all of us. He loved the strangers. He loved the enemies. He loved His family, he loved his children, his wife, his church. He loved. What a dishonor it would be for me not to walk in that love. And he wasn't afraid to be vulnerable with us, whether it was in the pulpit, whether it was in private conversations. And so I just adopted a new level of vulnerability in the last 7 days. And I don't apologize for it. And I don't want you to apologize for becoming a new you. It's okay, and it's going to be okay. You're going to survive. Your relationships are going to flourish. Your business is going to make it. You're going to be okay. But I don't want you to lose the vulnerability of chasing after all of these things and forgetting to be and to love the people that are closest to you. The second thing that I realized that I didn't want to do anymore is I don't want to go along to get along. I just don't want to just accept mediocrity anymore in my life. And I don't want you to do the same. I don't want you to do that either. I want you to know that it is okay to not accept everything and anything just for convenience sake. Because what happens is the person on the receiving end doesn't even know that they have contributed to a lack of peace in your life. I don't have to accept anything less than what I asked for out of this life. And you don't have to either. You don't have to accept anything and everything. The other thing that he taught me was to tell the truth in love. And I think these two go hand in hand, because as you tell the truth in love, you don't go along to get along. So I don't tell people what they want to hear, but I tell people what's necessary for their growth. I haven't been the best at that because I don't want to ruffle feathers. I don't want to make people feel uncomfortable. I don't want to open up a can of worms that I can't climb myself out of. I feel like I'm a much better preparer when it comes to conversation. If I know a topic is coming, or if you want me to be a guest speaker, give me the word a month ahead of time and I can prepare my best message. I'm not the person that can speak on a whim like that. So hence why this video is probably all over the place. But you don't have to just accept everything. You can tell the truth in love. The Bible tells us to do that. And you don't have to just go along to get along, because guess what? Our time is on a clock, whether we realize it or not, whether we live by that clock or not, whether we know or understand it. Everybody is on a clock, and we don't know when our last breath is going to be. But I'm so grateful that my spiritual father lived like every day was his last. He told you how much he loved you. He told you that he forgave you. He really lived and loved just everybody and anybody. He got soul saved in the middle of his favorite store, Ross, or, in the Walmart parking lot. He would make time for you. And I want to adopt that. I want to become that. I want to do that. And the other thing that I want to share is that I have been a part of this mentorship program for the last year. And I will tell you, last year was the first year of the uprising of the mentorship program. And so I wasn't the best steward of the program. I stop, I did the homework sometimes, I didn't. But this year I declared that I wasn't going to miss, and I was going to keep up with the lessons as best as I could. And then this week threw me for a whirlwind. I caught COVID. I lost my spiritual father. Life happened around me. My husband was taking care of my whole house. Just everything. So this week I've been playing catch up from last week with deadlines still approaching. And just life hasn't stopped. I just took the week off, okay? But one thing that my mentorship program taught me this past week as I've been playing catch up is our value systems. And so we've been discussing our value systems, and we've been really learning our value systems. And she has a whole month series on identifying our own values, and I love the way that she does it. I'll teach this material one day, but for the time being, for the sake of today's video, I want to share with you one of the values that I gleaned to, and one of the things that she talked to us about was, what are our values on a scale of 1 to 10? How do we feel that we're best representing this value, or that this value is showing up in our lives? And then how can you get yourself from that number to a 10? And so I want to share with you one of my value systems. So my highest value behavior that I identified for myself was making a difference. And I gave myself a 7 out of 10 out of making a difference. And she asked us a question. She said, how can you get from that number to a 10? And one of the things that I said was, I feel like I think about myself a little too much. And I feel like I always think about what I can gain and what I can lose, or what I have to lose when it comes to my time. Just being in this phase where you're trying to build your business, or you're trying to build your YouTube channel, you're always thinking about the views, always thinking about, my battery's about to die. You're always thinking about the views or different metrics, vanity metrics, and it's always like, what can you gain? Who's watching your video? How many people this or whatever? In the last week, I have realized that I would much rather serve. I just want to serve. I just want to serve others, serve people. I just want to provide value to the world. I just want to give. I want to leave my earthly tank on empty, yes, but I want to leave my spiritual or my soul tank on full. And the way that I can do that is to serve people, no matter what that looks like. And so that looks different in my life in different ways, but I really want to just realign myself with service of others. And so if you see me reach out to you, or if I reach out to you and I inbox you a private message, that's what I'm doing. If you reach out to me, I'm available. I don't want to have this Hollywood mindset of availability, but I just want to serve. I had to re-identify what I wanted my legacy to be, and I just want to serve. I just want to serve God and his people. I want to get souls saved, and I want to see the kingdom added to, because I realize now that heaven is a little closer than we thought it was, and that at any time God can call my number. Car accident, I cannot wake up in the morning. I mean, I could trip over something in my house and fall and end up in the hospital and health just decline. You just don't know. And so I don't want to live thinking that tomorrow is promised, but I really want to live in this full place, this place full of joy, just appreciating God's gifts to me, whether it's physical gifts, the people he's put in my life, and I want to steward that and them well. So I really hope that this blesses you. I hope that something that I said today is of encouragement to you. My battery's about to die, so I really hope that you evaluate and reevaluate the love in your life, those that you love in your life, and it's okay. It's gonna be okay, no matter what you're going through, no matter what you're facing, no matter what life looks like, no matter what your family dynamics look like, who you are, where you came from, what happened to you. It's going to be okay. And I'm a resource for you and to you. I want to encourage you, and so reach out to me. I'll include my Instagram down below. Reach out to me if you need some encouragement, or if you just want to talk. I'm here, and I want everyone to know that I am not too busy building my business to remember you, to know you, to take time out to talk to you. So I love you so much. I truly, truly do. And I wish and pray God's choicest blessings for you the rest of your days, because we don't know how many we have left. So thank you so much for listening to my TED Talk. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye-bye. So last week, my husband's mom came over and she brought these flowers, and I was like, these are so perfect. And it was just, it just becomes the little things all over again.